All right. So in our previous class, we talked about operators in Python programming language, and we made mention of the arithmetic operators like the addition, subtraction, exponential operator, and others. So today we are going to be talking about comparison operator. Just like in mathematics, you can also carry out comparison in Python. You can use Python for mathematics. So the first comparison operator we're going to be talking about is the equality operator. And don't forget, the result of a comparison operator or the result of a comparison in Python always results, or it always gives a Boolean. And to help you guys recall, I said a Boolean can either take two values, either a true or a false. So anytime you're carrying out comparison in Python programming language, the result of your comparison will always give you a Boolean. So it's either it is true or it is false. So the first of them we are going to be talking about is the equality operator. In equality operator in Python programming, don't forget you are using two equal to sign, which is this. Some persons will ask in mathematics, if you want to say a value is equal to another value, you use just one equal to sign. That is mathematics. This is Python programming language. Like I said before, different programming language with their different syntax. Syntax is the rules that govern a particular programming language. The difference between one equal to sign and double equal to sign is that you are using one equal to sign. One equal to sign is used for assignment, to assign a value to a variable. Like when you say age is equals to 4. When you say age equals to 4, this is that equal to sign means that you are trying to assign the value of 4 to the variable age. But this is not a variable in this case. In terms of equality, when you are trying to make one value, to check if one value is equal to another value, you use double equal to sign, and that is known as the equality operator. So for the first one, it's equality operator. You agree with me that 4 here is equal to, so take note, I'm using two equal to sign. 4 here is equal to 6 minus 2. And I said the value of an equality operation, it will either give you a Boolean, it will give you a Boolean value, which can either be a true value or a false value. So even without clicking on the return or the enter key, you already know that this is going to return a true value. Why? Because 4 on the left-hand side is the same thing as saying 6 minus 2. So if I should click on enter, I'm going to get true, which is a Boolean, which can either be a true or a false value. So take note, there are some times in Python programming whereby you want to check if one value is equal to another value. Because as time goes on, you are going to apply all these things I'm teaching you guys. You are going to see the importance of why you need to know how to use the equality operator to carry out comparison in Python programming. So I said 4 here, previous example, 4 is equal to 6 minus 2. Or I could as well say 2 is equals to 2, which is true. So let me carry out another operation whereby it is false. So 7, if I should say 7 is equals to 6, it is false even without doing this, because 7 can never be equal to 6. So if I click on enter, you are going to see false. Don't forget the value of an equality operation can either return a true value or a false value. So that's for the equality. Then the second comparison operator we are going to be using is the greater than operator. So it still remains the same, just like in regular mathematics, whereby if to make use of a greater than sign, you have to use this right angle bracket in this case, which is this. So that's the symbol for carrying out a greater than operation. So I could say 8 is greater than 5. This is true. Why? Because 8 is greater than 5. And you see the result is true. Why? Because I said the result of a Boolean or the result of carrying out comparison in Python will either give you a true value or a false value. So 8 is greater than 5. So let's talk about the next comparison operator or comparison operator, which is less than. I could as well say 5 here, it's less than 8. And this is going to give us what? True, because 5 is less than 8. So let's make use of an example whereby it will give us a false value. Let's say 12 here. 12 here is greater than 90. This is false. So when you click on enter, it's going to give you false. So we've made mention of the equal to operator, the greater than, the less than. So the last one we're going to be talking about is not equal to. Yes, let me just quickly spin on something. You know, in regular mathematics, if you want to designate the non-equal to operator, what you do is that you first of all make use of the equal to sign. Yeah, then you now draw a slash to tell you this is a symbol for showing that a value is not equal to another value. But in Python, it is different. For you to carry out that particular operation in Python, what you are going to do is that you are going to make use of this sign. First of all, an exclamation mark followed by an equal to sign. Yes. So I could say 13 in this case. Let me give you space so that you see. You guys can see 13 is not equal to 89. And this is true. So don't forget this symbol. You make use of this symbol if you want to check if a value is not equal to another value. Yes, you first of all, you input down an exclamation mark followed by an equal to sign. So for equality, to check for equality, if a value is equal to, you make use of two equals to sign. Then to check if a value is greater than another value, you make use of the greater than sign, which is the right angle bracket. Then to check for if another value is not equal, if a value is not equal to another value, or if it is less than, you make use of this left angle bracket. Then to check if a value is not equal to another value, you make use of this particular symbol, whereby it combines two symbols, the exclamation mark here and the equal to value. So those are the 4 comparison operator that you are going to be making use of in Python. Yes, so that will be all for this class. So this class was actually a short one. They just introduced to you guys comparison operator in Python programming. So I'm going to unmute you guys now. So just in case you have any question, then feel free to ask. And if you have anything that you want to clarify, please make sure you do so. So is there any question from anybody? Please, if you have any question, please do well to ask your question.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I have a question, but it's pertaining to the last data science class.
Okay,
what was it? Okay, what was it? Okay, so I missed the class, but I watched the video on your YouTube channel to catch up. Then when it got to the part where you're like square root, you said to find the square root of a figure of an integer, it's the number, then the asterisk sign twice.
Yes.
Then you open a bracket and insert 1/2 inside it. I tried doing the same thing for cube roots, but it didn't give me the answer. Like it didn't give me the what should be the cube root of the number. I used 4 to practice it. I used 64 rather, beg your pardon. So I wrote 64, put the double asterisk, then put 1/3 inside brackets. Because
are you talking about this? I'm coming.
Are you talking about this? I'm coming.
So is this what you're trying to do?
Is this what you're trying to do? Yes.
So
Yes.
how come yours didn't work?
I said I used 64 to find the cube root of 64. But it was giving me nothing.
Okay, let's try that right now. 3.99999. So maybe you just go back and redo it.
Cube root of 64, I think it's 4, isn't it?
Let me illustrate something for you.
Okay.
I said during our last class, that's why after every class, if you have any question, go to the Telegram or go to the Discord server and ask. But right now you are drawing us back. I said in mathematics, you agree with me that 2, for instance, raised to the power of a fraction. Let's say 1/2. Is the same thing as saying square root of 2. You agree with me, right? From your law of indices and logarithm. And I said, for you to replicate this same particular expression in Python has its own rules and syntax. What you do is that you take down the 2, then to express a raised to power operator, instead of using 1 asterisk, you are using 2. That's the rules of Python. Then since this is a fraction, you put it in brackets 1/2. So that's what I said in our previous class. So I said for you to, because in Python you can't write an expression like this, because this is not, you're not using a calculator to do this. So I said in Python, if you are using 2 asterisk, used to designate a value raised to the power of another value. That's what I said. So what you do after this class, you just go back and if maybe you are mixing something or you are mixing a particular step, so you just go back and redo or rewatch the video so that you get it clear. I'm just showing you how to write.
Sorry. No, like the cube root of 64 is 4, not 3.999. Yes, I know if you round up 3.99 to give you 4, but I'm asking why when I'm applying the Python syntax for cube root for 64 is giving 3.9999. Because if you multiply 4 3 times, like that's 4 times 4 times 4, it's give you 64.
Okay.
So I'm asking why it's giving 3.999 as the answer to the cube root of 64, when if I use a normal calculator, it's give me 4 as the answer.
All right. So in this case, I think maybe since you are using this particular ID, ideally it is approximating it. It is giving us a floating point number, which is supposed to be an integer in this case, because if you approximate it, it's supposed to be 4. But let's take another value. Just throw me another value. Let's run with that.
125. 125.
So 125. Are we taking the cube root this time?
Yes.
So it's 5. This is a float. So maybe it's just an approximated value. But let me try and do something. I'm coming. We get our answer. So in this case now, okay, this just give us the integer value. But I don't know why it's giving this error though, but maybe it's supposed to approximate it to 4, just like when we did for 125 raised to the power of 1/3. So maybe I'll check it up why it's giving this particular error. But know that while you can use Python to carry out this particular operation, there are other Python modules like the math function that you can import. Like if you want to import a particular Python library that is strictly made for carrying out mathematical operation, you understand? So there are modules and there are libraries for that you can import from Python. You get, like there's one known as the math, like m.math. You can import this. There are modules in Python that you can import, like using the math function. Then you can now call on like raised to power, square root, cube root, then use it to carry out a particular operation in Python. So I think that will be more efficient if you want to carry out operation, mathematical operation in Python. So,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
no problem. So is there any other person that have any question to ask?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my question is not really concerning this class though, but I want to ask if the UI UX class will still be among these 300 days of code.
It was not supposed to be initially, but I had some volunteers that were willing to teach, but I'm still working on it. So the tutors, they need to like make some plans and prepare themselves before they start teaching. But definitely it's going to hold on when we're about to kick off the UI UX class. I'm going to communicate it to you guys on the group, so you guys will be aware. For those that are interested, though.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Is there any other question from anybody? Please, if you have any question, please do it to ask before we round up the class for today. All right, so in the absence of further question, that will be all for today's class. So see you guys on Saturday. So have a nice day and make sure you watch the video just to grasp the concept better and practice what you've learned also. So see you guys on Saturday. Have a nice day. Yeah, bye-bye.